Hey there, this is Vikrant Shaurya, founder and CEO of Best-Selling Book. With all the time in your hands, you are probably running out of things to do. And you're probably thinking of doing something productive like reading a book. But now your problem is you don't know what book to read out of millions of titles out there. Well, I have a few book titles on the top of my head that I can recommend from 5 different categories, which are marketing, business, productivity, self-help and spirituality. I have read all of these books and they have literally changed my life. Actually, my train of thought is to help you improve in different aspects of your life. The first book that I recommend is from the marketing category. It is the One-Page Marketing Plan by Ellen Deb. I listened to the audiobook of the One-Page Marketing Plan 6 months ago. I listened to the entire audiobook in just one setting. I just couldn't pause it. Each sentence is a value bomb. This is not just a marketing book, it's a full-fledged business book. I would highly recommend just reading this book instead of learning it from an MBA class. The moment I completed the book, I immediately emailed Ellen, who is the author of the One-Page Marketing Plan, and convinced him to help me in my business as well. For the last 5 months, he is helping me grow my business and I can't thank him enough. The second book that I recommend is from the business category. It is the 4-Hour Work Week written by the #1 New York Times bestselling author, Tim Ferriss. I read this book when I was running an office with more than 20 employees. It was challenging for me to grow my business because instead of focusing on marketing or activities which can grow my business, I had to spend my entire time in team management, due to which my business was struggling. The moment I read this book, I realized that I can run a business with a virtual team as well. Within the next 6 months, I changed my entire business model. Now every employee that I have works remotely and they are from all over the world. Thanks to this, I'm not only limited to a specific reason for finding employees. Most of my employees are from USA, Canada and Philippines. And just because of this virtual business model, I'm getting a highly talented team to work with me on my business. This model also gave me freedom of time and location. Now I can work anytime and anywhere, all thanks to the 4-Hour Work Week. The third book that I recommend is from the productivity category. It is the #1 Thing by Gary Keller. It has more than 500 appearances on national bestseller list and voted the top 100 business books of all time on Goodreads. The author's goal is pretty simple. He wants to emphasize how productive you can be in any aspect of your life, whether it be personal or professional, by focusing on one thing at a time and blocking out all the distractions. Before this book came into my life, I always used to struggle between what task I need to complete in my business on a day-to-day basis, how to prioritize the task, how to be more productive, and how not to procrastinate. But this book solved each of these problems in just one go. Just by asking one simple question every day. What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Whenever I create my to-do list for the day, I list my #1 thing on the top, and no matter what, I have to complete the #1 thing of that day. I never touch the other not so important tasks like replying to emails or checking social media feeds until I'm done with my #1 thing. I apply this #1 thing strategy on other aspects of my life as well, like my health and relationships, and it has never failed me. If you haven't read this book yet, get it now and read it. This is highly recommended. Now enough of the business books. Let's focus on you. The next 2 books that I recommend are all about you. The 4th book is from the self-help category, and this is an extremely amazing book. This is a #1 New York Times bestseller and has sold over 1 million copies. This is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This book is all about fixing your bad habits and forming good ones. A human being is nothing more than habits. If a person has a good habits, it becomes easy for him to become successful. Talking about me, I always wanted to wake up at 5 a.m. because whenever I did, it always turned out to be a productive day. But I couldn't make it a habit. I also wanted to break some of my bad habits. One of the bad habits I had was watching entertainment videos on YouTube. In early 2019, I got the audiobook version of the Atomic Habits on Amazon. When I started implementing the strategies of Atomic Habits, I got rid of my bad habits and formed good ones within just a few weeks. It was completely life-changing for me. The last book that I recommend is from the spirituality category. This book has sold over 2 million copies worldwide and translated into 30 different languages. It is The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. A few years ago, when my first business failed, I was shattered. I was depressed and frustrated about my life situation. At that point of my time, I started my journey within. I wanted to know exactly who I am. And luckily, I came across this book. Eckhart structured the entire book to make it easy for anyone to understand the self. Not only it explains the benefits of being present, it also explains the practical steps to be present in the moment. This is a life-changing book if you want to do self-discovery. So these were the 5 books which I highly recommend reading during quarantine. I know there are a lot of good books you can read during this time, but these are just the titles that I have read which changed my life, both personally and business-wise. Speaking of books, you can definitely use this time to write one yourself. To get some help on your book writing and publishing journey, check out my new book, How to Write a Bestseller, where I have revealed the easiest and fastest way to turn your ideas into a best-selling book. This can help you get new clients, generate high-quality leads, and establish yourself as an authority. You can find this book on Amazon. I have also included the link of my book in the description below. Okay, so we are done with today's video. Please tell me, which of these books are you going to read? What book changed your life so far? Drop them in the comment section below. Click the like button if this video helped you choose what to read during lockdown. And subscribe for more videos about self-publishing. Yeah, okay, so one more thing. Recently, I've written the Bestseller Blueprint, which is a comprehensive guide to create your best-selling book from scratch. It comes with a printable checklist that I personally use to help hundreds of clients become a best-selling author. Grab your free copy of the Bestseller Blueprint along with this checklist by visiting bestsellingbook.com. I've also provided the link in the description below. Comment below if you have any question regarding self-publishing, and I'd be happy to help you out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.